everybody, it's your girl Pharmacy, and I'm coming to you from the future. So this video is all about Eqip funding, and Eqip is a cost assistantship or subsidy program of the United States Department of Agriculture, and Eqip stands for Environmental Quality Incentive Program. And a lot of people refer to it as like a high tunnel grant, but it is actually not a grant. Anyway, we received this funding. Hey. We received this funding, and I know y'all hear Shrek in the background. It is what it is. As you can see, I am not alone. But we received this funding for a high tunnel. Get that sentence out. And I want to break down for you what it's about, how it works, and I will come back at the end and actually break down the numbers. So if you want to know the actual numbers, then definitely come back. You want to say hey, baby?
Hey.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Pharmacy. Just pulling up here at the farm. It is cold, okay? 32 degrees, and I don't have on enough clothes, and I realize that, and I'm just prepping myself right now to deal with the reality of my poor wardrobe decisions today. I am here to check on things, connect with Drew on a few decisions that need to be made, and also because the high tunnel is due to be delivered today. So we have a high tunnel that we will actually be using funding from an Eqip. It's often called a grant, but it's not a grant. It's a cost assistantship program. And so I'm going to talk a bit about that, and actually my NRCS and NRCS, Natural Resources Conservation Services, something like that. I forget what some of these abbreviations are, but it is falls under the USDA, and the representative that I work with in my county, Matt, is actually coming out because there is a form that I need to sign apparently. So we are using NRCS Eqip funding for this particular high tunnel, and so I'm going to explain more about the difference between cost assistantship and grants. And also, since Matt is coming, we will have an opportunity to learn from him as well. But let me get out in this cold. Let me cover these ears up. Okay, let me get these ears covered. For some reason with me, and let me know if you're like this as well, but as long as my ears and my feet are warm, I don't know, I can exist. I can survive.
So, can I ask you a couple of questions?
So one of the main questions I am asked about, people know this as the high tunnel grant, but it's actually Eqip, which stands for
Environmental Quality Incentive Program.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily a grant, as it is financial assistance provided through an application process that turns into an actual contract. So you're actually signing a contract with the U.S. government to initiate a high tunnel construction project, basically, is the best way to think of it. So Eqip, we do all this kind of screening and ranking in order to be like, yes, you know, you have land eligible for a high tunnel. You're currently growing crops. You know, that we make the distinction between the difference between a high tunnel and a greenhouse, where a greenhouse is more or less like the structure that we're in now, where as you can see, this is not native soil. We have rocks, and tables are going to be constructed in here. Plants are going to be grown in pots and that sort of thing. Where a high tunnel, you would actually raise the hoop house over natural soil with crops that have been grown there previously, and then once that's constructed, you know, go at it. Go ahead and plant and enjoy that year-round productivity.
And with the high tunnel, you all don't want there to be, I know we've talked about like adding, in here we'll be adding, you know, climate control and as far as a high tunnel is concerned.
I mean, we can have heaters and stuff like that. I mean, anything to make your high tunnel, the way that you would like, especially as far as doors and stuff like that. Our main standards are basically like it's a high tunnel. It's not a low tunnel. It's got to be at least 6 foot tall. Gothic or Quonset style. But as far as the little add-ons and what type of door you want for entering and that kind of stuff, that's really up to the producer. So long as it meets those standards and that you're buying a brand new kit from a high tunnel dealer, you didn't just find this on Craigslist and pay $15 for it, hoping to get the full amount of money from the contract. Then we're pretty much good to go. And again, there's lots of little gray areas in all of this. Just hit up your local NRCS rep to get answers, and that's the best way to go about doing it.
And this does not necessarily cover 100% of the cost, right?
No, that is correct. There is a square footage amount up to $9,500. So depending on what type of high tunnel you decide to get, Quonset or Gothic, with or without a shade cloth, are you new and beginning, historically underserved farmer? These make the rates vary as far as the per square footage amount. You can always go over that amount, but we're only going to pay up to $9,500. If you get a high tunnel that costs $14,000, then that $5,500 is on you, the participant, to make up.
And that's if you get a high tunnel with the maximum square footage, because you can go 14,000 but have lower square footage.
Exactly. Yes.
And
you
only
may not get that maximum 9,500. Again, take your square footage amount that's contracted and work with your NRCS rep on that amount, and then you can plan, or you can say, all right, 9,500 divided by that amount gives me this square footage maximum. And if I went under that, then you just take, let's just say it's $3.50, and you want to do 1,000, square feet, then that's going to be obviously a lot lower than 9,500. That's the maximum amount you would get for that. So we pay by the square foot of what you end up with as far as your high tunnel.
And you reimburse. So it will be up to the producer to be able to pay for it up front or establish some type of credit relationship with the manufacturer, and then you come, make sure that it's up to code and that it meets your criteria in NRCS criteria, and then you will cut a check to reimburse.
That's pretty much correct. Yes.
Okay.
That's right. Application comes in. We do what we do behind the scenes as far as planning and ranking and everything, and then depending on how the applicant is ranked, they'll become pre-approved for contract. A few more things happen, and then boom, contract's ready to be signed. At that point, the participant has a year after contract signed to implement the practice of getting the high tunnel constructed. And after it's constructed, we get a phone call, and it's like, hey, NRCS, come check out our high tunnel. I come out, certify that it's been done to our specifications and standards, and then payment usually comes within a week or two.
Perfect timing, because that looks like my high tunnel.
That's right.
How this worked out by perfect design. So one last question, two actually. What are the criteria that a farmer needs to meet in order to apply for this assistance, and then how long does the process generally take?
We take applications on an annual basis. First is to establish yourself as a USDA participant with the Farm Service Agency is step one. And then there's certain criteria that they'll discuss with you in order to become an eligible participant. And then it's just as simple as working with your NRCS rep to establish your application for assistance. We do a field visit, and we offer, anything else that we see that might pop up as far as water quality, soil erosion, anything along those lines. We work off of what we call resource concerns. So you may not even be aware that you have a potential resource concern there, and we'll help educate you through the process of mediating some of these concerns should they appear.
Okay. And then the other question was, well, you kind of answered that. It just the process, how long it takes varies depending on
That's
what
right.
the assessment
Yes, yes.
states.
It's a once a year type of thing, so it really depends on when we get that application.
And you all have a limited amount of money. So
That's
even if you
yes,
meet the criteria, you do
yes.
everything, there's no guarantee
That's
that
right.
you will.
That's why a ranking system happens. Sometimes you might apply and you may not get accepted that year. We can roll over your application to the next year,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully it gets funded then. COVID has thrown a monkey wrench into everything as far as timelines and just our sense of normal. So it's really hard for me to say when when anything is right, when anything is due or is going to be contracted right now. But it looks like May, maybe June.
Mm-hmm.
Last year we were hoping May, maybe June, and it turned into I think September, October. So
Okay.
it's hard to say in this new world that we live in what timeline it is. But again, just be in touch with your NRCS rep, and hopefully questions can be answered.
Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it, Matt. And I don't know if you're going to have a good person like I have, but still, solid advice. And now the high tunnel is here. And so Matt will actually see that we have it in process. So here is our high tunnel from. Okay, so if you're interested in seeing the actual build of the high tunnel, then please stay tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will share that with you. But I just want to go over some numbers. So our high tunnel measures 30 by 72, and that's 2,160 square feet. The way that Eqip works, they will reimburse us a certain dollar amount per square footage, and you can use that like we got a shade cloth included. I think that's all the extra we got included, yeah, because we're going to do our own doors and all of that. So anywho, normal reimbursement rate is $2.94 per square foot, and if you are able to rank or qualify for certain categories, then the rate could be up to $3.53 per square foot. That is what we are going to be reimbursed. So with the total 2,160 square feet, we will be able to be reimbursed $7,624. Now, the total cost of the high tunnel with the shade cloth was $8,923. So that leaves us with a difference of $1,299, and that does not include labor. And you can get a situation that does include labor, but again, the government is only going to reimburse you a certain amount per square foot. So with labor, we estimate that's going to be another $2,000, and so that will be $3,299 estimate out-of-pocket expenses for us. So that is how this particular program works. And as far as working with manufacturers or suppliers of high tunnels, some of them, if they know that it is a grant, they'll wait until you get the grant money. Anywho, I personally don't write checks that I can't cash at the time that I write the check. So I don't write a post-dated check if I don't have that money in the account. That's not how I operate. But that is an option for some. Some will just give you like a credit term or something like that, which essentially this kind of is. But I also have access to credit. So if you have credit and you have a card that you can put it on until you are reimbursed by the government, then that is an option as well. Now, you're not going to get the money until your NRCS person comes out there and signs off on it. So Matt has to come back out, make sure that we did it the way we were supposed to do it, and then we'll cut a check to reimburse. But if you have any questions, if I know the answer, I will answer them. If I don't know the answer, I will say I don't know. But definitely feel free to ask or comment. Let me know if you have received Eqip funding, whether it's for a high tunnel, cover crop, We also have an application in for transition to organic, so you can apply for other things. But if you're familiar with this program, if you're not, if this is your first time hearing about it, if you learned something, if this was helpful, whatever, would appreciate your comment. And again, like and subscribe, because it really does help help our channel grow and helps me to create more content that I hope is beneficial. Now let me go, because my grandbaby has been so patient. Thank you, Avery.
You're welcome.
She is about to get my undivided attention, and I appreciate you for watching this video. See you in the next one. Bye. Okay, let me see. I don't see you. Wait, right there. Okay. What you gonna say to the people who do watch my YouTube channel, since my granddaughter doesn't?
I didn't watch my TV videos.
You didn't watch your BB's videos. Who you be watching? Tell them. Who do you be watching? What?
Abby and Ryan.
Abby and Ryan, but doesn't watch her own BB. I told her I take kids' views too. You gonna start watching your BB?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
It be your own family.
You say